Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
You guys are here. I thought it was just a rumor. Hey, it's Wednesday, hump day. Welcome to today's installment, of Bathrobe Moments, where anything can happen, clearly. That's the bell of purpose. Y'all know what it means. That's my way of reminding us that there's some truth out there, and the truth has a ring to it, just like the bell. Learn to hear it. You won't be sorry. Welcome. It's Wednesday. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. I'm Lauren Michaels Harris. Still, it's getting better, I think. It feels better, but it comes and goes, I'm talking about this aftermath of that. Wait till I see you again, COVID. Yeah, 2.5 years I made it without that thing catching me, but it did. About 8 weeks ago when I was down in Atlanta getting that honorary doctorate degree, came home. And you remember I was speaking in Miami the weekend before and got that stomach virus, which was 10 times worse than the COVID. But this sucks, this extra thing afterwards. So anyway, asking for love, light, prayers, all that stuff, healing energy, all you Reiki practitioner. Send it here. Send it here. Thank you. I receive it. Can I get an amen? So, how's everybody doing? We're halfway through the week. We are almost finished. This is the last week. Next Monday is August 1st. And I'm so excited. I'll be speaking down at the Stan Mansion in Chicago next Monday for the inauguration, which is Miss Aline, my good friend, and she's also a coaching client. It's her first big event, and we're all so excited. A lot of people coming from out of town. Chappelle Simmons will be here, I think, on Friday. She's actually staying here at the house with Brian and I. She'll be speaking her first time on stage, and we were excited. You remember about 3 years ago, she, meaning Chappelle, broke her story of all that abuse and was actually in hiding at the time. And today she's happy, joyous, and free, raising some grandkids and clearly doing her thing because she'll be with us here in Chicago this coming Monday, August 4th, 6 p.m. at the Stan Mansion in Logan Square in downtown Chicago. Hope you can make it. So, wow. Should I? Let's just say a lot of great people coming up over the next few weeks. I just interviewed this girl yesterday. She has a book called Every Dish Has a Story, and she's on YouTube under the name Yester Kitchen. And check it out. She's a food historian, and she has this show on YouTube where she cooks these meals, but tells the stories that go with the meals, how they came to be. It's really interesting. I can't wait to get her here. Her name is Jill. She'll be here in just a few weeks. But next week, let me see. Who do we got? Oh, tomorrow. Nicole Rand will be here tomorrow. And then, Friday, rounding out the week, big guest, Lindsay Gutierrez. She was a guest on the iHeartRadio podcast that I have with Jax Young, Cowboy Jax Young. And Lindsay gave a perfectly healthy young woman. She gave a kidney. She donated a kidney a few months back and became friends with the gentleman. I think she's 20 something and he's 57 or something like that, I think. Anyway, great story. I can't wait for her to be here on Friday. But today, I declare we've got Jimmy Clare. He hates when I do that. I declare Jimmy Clare. Oh, man. He just sounds like he should have been raised in Mobile, Alabama. Jimmy Clare. So I think he's going to be an actor one day. I don't know. But today, in present time, he's just a great guy. He's an advocate, bringing awareness and understanding to the many shades of autism. He is on the spectrum. We'll get into that with him. I'll let him tell you about that. But he's known around the globe as I always want to add that, just crazy fitness guy. So we're going to talk about that brand, what it means, and what he's doing. And he's going to just share with us what it's like in a day, in one day, what's it like to be in the shoes of someone on the spectrum. So, let's make him feel welcome. He's a little shy, although he's a speaker, amongst other things. Put your hearts on the screen. It always helps. It's our equivalent to applauding. So put some hearts on the screen. They're free and they feel good. Can I get an amen? As we bring to the stage my good friend and yours, Jimmy Clare. I declare. Okay, I promise I'm not going to say it more than 10 times.
I call BS on that.
What, do you think I can't do it?
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys notice? I have a new ring light. I got to find the right. I think it's okay right there. Your lighting looks really great, Jimmy. That hair looks like you're the missing Baldwin brother. How'd you pull that off?
I don't know. It just comes naturally.
Lucky you. Mine too. So listen.
What hair?
Exactly. That's my point. I love it like this. We'll get some other time. We'll talk about that. But listen, I'm glad you're here. Welcome back. It's been a minute. I'm going to dip out for a second, let you have the stage. Say hello to everybody. Fill in some of the blanks that I left purposely as far as your resume and what you're doing today in your world. And just tell them where you're at in the country. And then I'll be back. Say hello, all you.
Hello out there. I'm Jimmy Clare from Ambler, Pennsylvania. I've been speaking for 2 years and advocating for 2 years. My business is called crazyfitnessguy.com. It's been up and running for 5. And my podcast is called Crazy Fitness Guy, Healthy Living Podcast, and that's been up and running for 2.
Wait, you said it's been up running for 5 minutes?
No, 5 years.
Oh, 5 years. Just clarifying.
5 minutes? What?
Oh, get it? I'm just clarifying, Jimmy Clare. And you rhymed. You said, hello out there. My name is Jimmy Clare. I'm here to speak and share, and I'm not afraid of a dare. Last week I went to a fair. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Man, you're lucky you didn't live next door to me when we were kids. Well, you would have been born 100 years ago to be a kid with me, but I could have had fun with your name, Jimmy. How old are you?
Yikes.
How old are you? You look like you're 12.
28.
28. Let's get right to it, because this is a real deal. It's the real thing. Before we watch this clip that I found on Misconceptions regarding autism on both sides, those of us who deal with people with the autism spectrum issue, or gift, I prefer to call it a gift, as well as from the side that you sit on, Jimmy. What type of autism have you been told you have?
When I got, before it was known as autism or considered as autism, it was nonverbal learning disorder. And that was before it was considered to be on the spectrum. And then years later, it's on the spectrum. So
it sounds like the LGBT thing, how it just keeps adding letters to it, just keeps changing. Or from my standpoint, personally, when I was first, I remember it was Negro. Well, white people called us colored, but we never called ourselves that. I'm talking in the 60s. Negro, then black, then African American. So I get it. It just keeps evolving. So what did it mean? What did they mean when they said nonverbal? Did that mean you wouldn't talk at all?
It's a point where it means from what I got, what I got from my mom growing up with it is that I can understand verbal directions to an extent, but I might have to ask 100+ questions along with those directions.
Okay.
And it drives people nuts.
Does it?
Yeah.
Now, when you were in high school, I think I remember from when you were on the show before, weren't you like, were you into some kind of management thing for a team or something? What did you do in high school? What was your favorite part?
Going home.
You didn't like high school?
I didn't like my high school. I didn't like my middle school. I didn't like my elementary school.
Why?
Let's just say there was a few people out there. Well, my elementary school wanted me to get evaluated. And this is a new part that I recently learned too, because I didn't really know this when I was in 3rd or 4th grade until later on in life. And maybe my brain just kind of like kicked it out. But they wanted me to be evaluated by a therapist to consider that I was dangerous to society for throwing a pencil in school.
Is that all?
Oh, yeah, apparently.
They should have. Well, okay. All right.
I admit I shouldn't throw the pencil, but what they did to me, they used restraint on me, crossing my arms in front of me and pulling from behind. That's more dangerous than me throwing a pencil. And there's actually people who died from using restraint.
Let me ask you something, Jimmy. Now, when you were in elementary school, what year was that? 90 something?
No, that was 2003.
2003. Of course it was.
Hey, I remember that.
Yes, I'm like, I have shoes older than you. Really, I do. They're in a garage sale this Saturday that I'm getting rid of them. Will anybody buy them? They're so old. Anyway, Jim, that's my ADHD. See, we all have a gift. So tell me about what it felt like. Were you in do regular classes with people, or did they put you with,
Well, so in third grade, I was in special education for the whole year. Then in fourth grade, they decided to have me go back and forth between classes.
Okay.
And anybody who knows people on the spectrum don't like to be yanked out from one class to another classroom without they, without being notified of what's happening and whatnot.
What about this? What about this? Because I know, because even just regular kids, victims of bullying, I was. Um, what is? Tell me what you've learned. How has the bullying that we received when we're younger, or who knows, even today, in some shape or form, how has it helped you become the strong, resilient guy that you are today? How so? How did you process all that, Jimmy?
For me, I used health and wellness to lose weight and to build more confidence to be able to stand up to the bullies. And I was able to overcome the bullying by literally cursing at everything in front of them and everything, and standing over their desk and during the ending of math class.
So, what about learning? So, what kind of grades did you get in school? Were you able to? What's that like for a person like yourself?
Well, and if I remember correctly, I got a lot of A's and B's. And 12th grade, I got straight A's, and I remember that because they excused me from the finals.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
even though my 12th grade English teacher said I was the most laziest person ever, I'm like, I don't think straight A is considered lazy, but okay.
she's probably jealous because it came so easy for you. So, what about this? Play any instruments? Do you like any sports?
I used to play the piano. I quit after a while only because we weren't having any more recitals. Then I wasn't really got to meet new people. It was just a one-on-one session with my music teacher. And I didn't hate my music teacher or anything, but I missed meeting new people on a daily basis. And so I started karate back in 2017. I've been doing that ever since. Uh, I'm currently at my green belt with 4 stripes on it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually 2 belts away from where I originally left off.
Well, congratulations. So, Jimmy, you're how old are you? I'm sorry,
28.
28. So, what's your living situation like?
I'm still living at home with my parents, but uh, I'm very independent. My like they can go down to the shore for weeks at a clip, and I'm fine by myself. I know how to drive. I know how to cook. I can clean. I do my own laundry. Uh, the reason I live at home is because my community college is a commuter school. They don't have dorms. Uh, I don't. I need extra time to process my homework and to do and focus on my homework. So
What are you studying, Jimmy?
I'm in college for studying for media studies, which can get me to be a speaker, uh, um, uh, social media marketing, or author, or just a mix of different things I can fall back on.
So pretty much, you're in college to become an influencer.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. So, Jimmy, you live at home with your parents. Is it just you and them?
It's just me and them and my 2 dogs.
Your two dogs. And
Yeah.
what are your dogs' names?
Johnny and Scarlet.
Okay. Those are your dogs or the family dogs?
That's a family dogs. We
Okay.
adopted them last year.
Okay.
Uh, the original the original people owners who had them. The husband died who did most of this stuff for the dogs.
Okay. So
So
you guys got them.
yeah,
So So here, I want to go into this part. So you live at home. What's the biggest challenge for a 28-year-old man in your situation? Because I think you're doing great things. How when you finish college, do you see yourself moving out on your own one day?
Definitely. I
That's
see.
right.
Well, I don't
Um,
want to stay at home all the time.
yeah,
Uh, but but a few of the challenges that have been a reoccurrence, and I've seen the reoccurrence, is that even though my dad has he's very supportive of me, and he wants the best for me and me to follow my goals and passions in life.
sure.
But he he doesn't always treat me like an adult than I am, and he thinks that I don't know how to do my research about certain things. Like for instance, I got myself a part-time job to help support my business dreams and
Congratulations.
goals. And he's like, "Well, do you think this company is a scam and whatnot?" And I'm like, I researched the company. I read stuff on.
I'm turning on the TV. I like to watch it on the screen behind me, the little Zen stuff. Sorry for distracting you.
Uh,
Where's your part-time job? What kind of work?
it's a part-time sales rep that I'm doing, and I just recently I've been going through their training the last 3 days. I mean, sorry, to Monday, Tuesday, and so I'm going to do that today. And
Congratulations, Jimmy. That's awesome.
I only want to do part time just to so I can get some more money coming in
Okay.
because my business has been up and down like a roller coaster.
Join the club, my friend. Let me ask you, Jimmy. Uh, what would you say from your own perspective, of course, in your journey? What would you say the number one misconception that most people have about autism?
Uh, One of the biggest misconception uh, is that we don't uh, is that we have a hard time learning that we're not smart enough to learn stuff. And I'll give you an example. My I've seen people. There's some companies out there who don't want to hire people on the spectrum because it might take us a minute to get a sentence to fit together. And
Yeah.
the reason why is because we have many, many thoughts coming on around our heads. You know how many thoughts I think a day? One too many. I literally have to tell myself at night to shut my brain to shut up at night, so just so I can go to bed.
Wow.
And
I have that with my ADHD. I get it. I really do. So you think, in your opinion, the biggest misconception is that because you have autism or you're on the spectrum, that you can't evolve, you can't learn and grow and prosper and be successful just like the rest of.
yeah, it's like what the when I was going for a diagnosis for autism back in, I believe it was third grade. My mom said it was fourth, but uh, I believe it was third. And which and the one of the things that they said, they gave me a long list of things that I couldn't do, like read higher than a second grade level. I was literally in third grade. How high do you want me to read? And I was like, you're not challenging me to the point where you want me to read higher. And uh, and it was funny, in sixth grade and seventh grade, I read all the Harry Potter books in 1 year. And my even if I didn't even know what the word meant, I either I don't know if Google was it Google around in seventh, 2007.
Probably.
Yeah. Uh, so like even when I didn't know an answer, I would Google it or ask my parents. I mean, if I didn't know a word, but I
Yeah.
still read the book. And my seventh grade teacher helped me challenge myself because I could do more.
Okay, finally.
Yeah.
Finally. Well, here, we're going to take a look at 5 common misconceptions about autism. I found this little ditty. Let's take a look and then we'll discuss what we've seen.
Hey everybody, it is Nathan Seelove with a special new video.
Hi,
On this
Nathan.
channel, I talk a lot about autism. It's kind of my thing. And I've spent a lot of time discussing misconceptions about autism in longer videos. However, maybe some of you out there would like just a very brief description of various misconceptions about autism that don't involve me going off on entire rants about a subject for 5 to 10 minutes. So today's video will hopefully be the start of a series of videos in which I lay out 5 common misconceptions about autism and autistics. The purpose of this series is twofold. The first is for neurotypicals, so that they can watch this and be like, well, I did not know that was a misconception. I should stop imposing my preconceived notions on autistics. Exactly. And the second reason is for autistics to hopefully watch it and find it relatable with a, oh my God, that is so true. So first on our list, and this is in no particular order, autistics prefer person-first language. Person-first language is putting the fact that a person is a person before the fact that they happen to be on the spectrum. For example, saying person with autism rather than autistic. There is this idea that because autism is a disability and disability is bad, that we must qualify the fact that an autistic person is a person by saying that they are a person. Because apparently that wasn't already implied. Yes, the problem that a lot of autistics have with person-first language is the only difference between person with autism and autistic is the word person. So if we're saying we need that qualifier, then we're implying that autistics aren't people to begin with. Now, some autistics might prefer person-first language, and some autistics might prefer what we refer to as identity-first language. And some people like me just really don't care that much as long as you don't tell me how to identify myself. So if you're not sure, just ask us how we would prefer to be identified. Number 2, autistics are not romantic. I wrote my entire master's thesis on this specific subject.
Okay, wait. Jimmy, let's talk about that first part. Do you think it made me, I'll tell you what, I had never thought of that, first of all, but it made me think about all the controversy and all the stuff around pronouns, where it's like, okay, what do you call that person? She, they, and you see it by their names and stuff. Is it kind of like that when people say he's an autistic person? That's almost like pointing to a set of twins and going, oh, look at those 2 twins. If they're twins, you already know it's 2. So how do you feel about that? Does that bother you if I were to say, oh, yeah, Jimmy, he's an autistic person? Or would you just want me to say Jimmy is autistic?
I'd rather just somebody say I'm autistic. I to be honest, I don't understand. At the end of the day, I like to say, if someone goes by a pronoun, that's them. To me, I don't understand all of that. And I'm not an expert on pronouns, but if at the end of the day, if that's what they want,
but I mean, but you want people to say Jimmy has autism instead of here's an autistic person named Jimmy, or you know what I mean? It's a person. I get it, and I never thought of that, so I learned something there. Let's see what he says is the second misconception.
Now, part of this, I think, comes from the fact that a lot of people are uncomfortable with the idea of disability sex. Well, you're going to need to get over that because we desire romance as well. Now, to be clear, there are definitely aromantic people and asexual people on the autism spectrum. But there are also aromantic people and asexual people that are neurotypical. However, there's not really a causal relationship between those 2 things. So don't make assumptions. I am a happily married, hopeless romantic who cried on my wedding night, and I am proud of it. Number 3.
Okay. So, Jimmy, do people ask you questions about, Well, have you ever had a girlfriend? As if it's such an impossibility. What? Talk about that. Because as we grow up, it was, oh, I got somebody I want you to meet. Do people try to fix you up? Do you go? Do you date? Do you date? I guess we should start there. Do you date?
I have dated before. I haven't since the last one, and that was like, let's say 4 or 5 years ago. Only because I got really busy with school and work commitments, and
How long did you date? Can I ask?
I think we dated like a few months.
And was it a great experience?
I thought so, but then I think the person thought I was kind of annoying. Uh,
How? No, I mean, so what? My husband thinks I'm annoying, but he loves it.
uh, I think just because I'm on. I'll just say I don't know. I texted that person quite a bit,
Well,
and
let me ask you this. Um, so if someone said, "Oh, Jimmy," one of the followers or someone watching, I want you to meet my niece, Caroline. How do you feel about being set up? Is that your thing, or you not so much?
to be honest, not so much. I'm kind of willing, but I don't know. I just feel like then it's kind of being forced.
Do you ever have? Do you want to one day get married?
Mm, yes and no.
That sounded painful, so that's probably a yes. Oh, I snorted. Oh, I declare, Jimmy Clare. Let's see what he says. What do you think number 3 is? Can you guess? Or you want to just see it?
Uh, let's just see it.
Let's see it. Here we go. Number 3.
Autism Speaks is a good autism advocacy organization. Those of you that have watched this channel or watched other takes from many other autism advocates, this probably surprises you not in the least. But for those of you that might be new to autism advocacy, this is a pretty big thing in the autism neurodiversity movement. Autism Speaks has a history and a present, for that matter, of excluding our own voices in our own movements. They have like 2 board of directors that are autistic on their board of like 25 people, and they didn't get them until 2015. They also have a history of fear-mongering people by showing them images and pictures and videos of autistic children having massive meltdowns, and then using those in order to fundraise, claiming that those funds are primarily going to help families, and then only a small portion of those funds actually going to help families. So if you're looking for organizations that actually, are representative of autistics and are actually run by autistics, then some organizations I would suggest you look at would be either the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network or the Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network. Autism Speaks also has a history of advocating for curing autism, which brings us to our 4th misconception.
Okay. Now, I did know that because I actually had that. You see that background behind us where you're on it?
Yeah.
Excuse me. When we were remember with J.R. Reed, Christopher Tucker, you, what's his last name? Island.
Tom Island.
Tom Island. Thank you. I had a senior moment there. I actually had used Autism Speaks as one of the 800 numbers. And JR went nuts when he saw that. He was like, no, 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 no.
He actually got banned off of their page.
Who did?
JR.
Oh, I bet he did. Talk about that, though. What does that feel like inside the community? I'm sure you all talk about it. When I say you all, I mean fellow autistics. Why are they allowed to get away with this? And what do you feel is the motive behind it?
You know how? Well, I'm going to use Google as an example. The reason why the reason why they do it is because I feel like there's certain people that allow them just to get away with it, slap them with a fine. They have money to pay off the fine. Look at Google, they sell people's data. Yeah, it's illegal to do so, but they still do it anyway.
So, Jimmy, do you feel like everything that Autism Speaks is presenting or perpetrating to people who just don't know better makes it more difficult for people who are actually on the spectrum?
I believe so, because they don't, their main mission in life was to cure autism, and now they have to. It used to be on the front page of the website. Now it's buried in between text and everything. It's actually still there if you actually dig deep enough.
Jimmy, where do you send people when they ask for a resource that is credible, that speaks to awareness for autism? Where do you send people?
I like to send them to the Autism Society. I like them. I like their mission, and people who know me. I don't like to promote sketchy companies or work for sketchy companies. I'm not that kind of person.
I like that word, scuzzy.
Hey, I could say a lot of other worse words.
Yes, you could. Got that. Keep it clean, Jimmy Clare. I declare. So let's listen. I think we got a couple more here. Let's hear what's next, because there's 5. So
a cure for autism is desirable. Not all, but most autistics find the idea of a cure for autism to be undesirable at best and downright offensive at worst. So autism is a part of who we are. It's an intricate part of our personality, and we wouldn't be us without it. Yes, there are struggles, and most autism advocates will be very clear and say, yes, there are struggles, and we should find ways of accommodating or ways of trying to alleviate some of the harmful symptoms of autism. However, autism also comes with a very unique worldview and a very analytical mind, which a lot of us don't want to give up. We like how we are. And the final misconception.
Okay, Jimmy, if they were to come up with, this is hypothetical, of course, if you woke up tomorrow and on the front page of the paper and on the news were headlines that there's a cure, there's a pill that you can take one time and it removes all traces of autism, would you want to take the pill or not?
No.
You would not want to take the pill to cure autism?
No.
Talk about that. Some people are going, well, why not, Jimmy? Why wouldn't you?
Well, the reason why I wouldn't want to cure autism is because who else would I be if I wasn't autistic? Like everyone else. We will all be stormtroopers from Star Wars and wear the same uniform, wear the same clothes, probably live in the same house. It's funny. There was a SpongeBob episode where Squidward lived in this community full of other octopuses, and he was bored after a few days, and because he didn't have SpongeBob or Patrick around. And no, I don't watch SpongeBob anymore, but that episode comes to mind when I think, oh, well, do you want to be like everyone else? And it's like,
that's
it's life without a few challenges.
That's powerful, Jimmy. For real, that's powerful. You gave me chills with that. Wow.
I'll say one more thing about that. We're not lab rats, and because every single test that somebody does with a cure or something, they have to test it on somebody. I don't want to be tested on for that. Screw that.
So you would really not take the pill and just stay Jimmy Clare?
Yeah, I might have to ask 100+ questions, but you know what? Oh well, it might make me a better person. And it's like, hey, how do I do this? Yesterday in my training for my job,
yeah,
I only used Google Sheets maybe once or twice, maybe 3 at the most so far in my life. I didn't know that there was a tab open at the bottom where my name was to set my schedule. I didn't see that. I didn't know that that was possible. I only worked on it once by myself, maybe twice with somebody else, but I never knew how to. I didn't know there was a tab in there. So I was like, whoops, my bad. I didn't even know. So
it took you a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what this final, we're almost at the end of this, fifth misconception.
Misconception that I want to address today is that autistics are primarily children. Now, this one might seem relatively obvious, but both my father and I have encountered situations in which people have told us that we're the first autistic that they've ever met that was an adult. Now, a huge part of this misconception comes from marketing, mostly by organizations like Autism Speaks, that primarily focus on children and not necessarily adults. But here's a little secret. Children grow up and become adults.
Amen.
And it's not like we're magically not autistic the day we turn 18. We continue to exist and we continue to have needs for specific accommodations after we turn 18. Now, that isn't to say that it's not important to help children on the spectrum, because it absolutely is, because it helps with development. But you gotta use some of those resources to help adults as well. Well, that is today's list and today's video.
Okay. So Jimmy, do you really find people who think that there are no adult autistic people that they associated with kids, and it's because that's how we're groomed?
In my opinion, I mean, I haven't come across that, but I agree with the person in the video because there's a lot of, we're always helping people in special education in public schools, but we're not thinking, oh, what's the bigger picture? How can we help people outside of schools? And it's like, and I kind of feel like it's kind of, I agree with them that it's kind of Autism Speaks fault from the day one. Well, here let's say we have Johnny in elementary school, and he's growing up. Well, let's support him through his growing up in public school and whatnot. But what he's going to do after school? They don't tell you that. After school, they don't set you up. It's like, oh, well, you could go to college. Well, I don't know. It's kind of what for me.
I see what you're saying. It's as if you're not, you don't like all those extracurriculars like every other kid because you're autistic. I get it. Listen, we're going to take a short break, everybody. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Jimmy's business, his brand, Crazy Fitness Guy. And Jimmy, here's a little question I want you to think about during the break so we can address it as soon as we come back. Yeah, I hope so. Here you go. Listen, serious question. Which is more comfortable for you? Hanging out with people who are not on the spectrum, let's say a group of 10 people, say you're having dinner or going out, or a group of fellow autistic friends. If you had, what's it like? Where do you feel most comfortable? Think about that, and we'll get to that and more in just a moment. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Jimmy Clare.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? Seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris, and my guest today, Jimmy Clare, is backstage. We'll get him back out here. First, I wanted to remind you of a little shift I made in my life. They're back. Here we go. V8. I ditched. Oh, sorry. I need some now. I ditched Diet Coke about 2 years ago and chose to change it out with V8. 60 calories, 100% vegetable juice from concentrate. It is now not just 2 full servings of vegetables every can, but 2.5. Got even better. So grab some today. Find it in your juice aisle at your local grocer. V8. Delicious. Jimmy, you're a crazy fitness guy. Do you drink V8?
No, I get my vegetables the old-fashioned way.
And how's that, pray tell?
Not always good.
You cook them, right? Or you eat them raw?
I cook them.
So let's talk about this crazy fitness guy. First of all, where'd you come up with that name?
Funny part about that is I was known as a different name, which I cannot say because that was trademarked by someone, a different company.
Okay.
And it was a mistake when I first started because I've heard of trademark and copyright, but I didn't know the difference between the two of them until it was too late.
So, but what does Crazy Fitness Guy stand for?
Crazy Fitness Guy stands for having a dedicated lifestyle to health and wellness and working out consistently. And not just, hey, well, I can, once I lose the weight of, let's say, I'm just going to say 30 pounds or it could be 2 pounds. I'm just throwing out a random number. And then just thinking you can eat whatever you want because that doesn't work that way. Eventually just catches up to you.
So this is the second time I've heard you mention losing weight. Were you overweight at some point?
I was near obese for my age group back when I was getting bullied. I think the obese line was at like 180 and I was like close to it. Or maybe it was 185. I forget what it was back then, but my doctors told me you needed to lose weight. And some of them I kind of felt annoyed with because it's like, well, doc, you could lose a little bit yourself.
Okay, but doctors are there to help us. So how did you do it?
Hey, I did not say that in front of them. I was thinking that.
Well, how much weight did you lose, Jimmy?
I lost 30 pounds with P90X, which is a 90-day fitness program from Beachbody. Okay. And it was me and my dad did it together every single night when he got home from work. And even though he was tired and whatnot, I still pushed him to go downstairs in the basement with me to work out. And it was brutal. The first week, I think I was crawling up the stairs and I'm like,
oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, this is brutal. And it's funny, I actually did that program 2 more times later on just to see if I could still do it. I did.
So, Jimmy, how did it make you feel about yourself after having lost that much weight?
It felt very good, and it gave me confidence to stand up to those jerk bullies. And I really scared the hell out of them because when they started to see the veins popping on my muscles, it's like, holy crap, this guy, like, we really pissed off this person. It's like, you think?
Oh, you kind of, it sounds like you became your own version of the Hulk.
Yeah, I did.
Right,
my face literally turned this color.
So what about, because you live at home, do you do any of your own cooking or does your mom or dad do it?
We take turns. I found these cool recipe apps called Flavor Maker and Whisk to help me find quick and easy healthy recipes because I really don't want to spend like hours of cooking. Now, if I have hours all day long, sure, but
what is your favorite dish to prepare, Jimmy?
Well, in general, my favorite dish, I mean, even if I wasn't cooking, my favorite thing to eat would be sushi. And
That's not what I asked you. What's your favorite dish to cook?
okay, let's see. My favorite dish to cook. I don't really have a favorite dish to cook, to be honest.
Jimmy, let's just get to the crux of this. You can't cook, can you?
Yes, I can.
I mean, it's okay to admit my husband can't.
I can cook.
He can cook water and salad.
That's not much.
What's your favorite ethnic dish? Italian, Chinese? What's your favorite ethnic dish?
I like Italian. One of the things I cooked recently, was this turkey burger with aioli sauce, and it turned out really, really juicy. But it was such an annoying thing to find the ingredients at my grocery store.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Some recipes you got to run to different places. Excuse me. So,
Tell me
Jimmy,
about it.
tell us what's coming up this year. What are you doing? And tell everybody about what they can find when they go. Let me pull it up. When they go there. Well, that's your Facebook. Here we go. There's your website. Tell us about the website. What's there?
If you check out the website, you can find a bunch of motivational articles on health and wellness, autism, lifestyle, nutrition, managing stress, self-help, etc. But you can also find the podcast, which covers similar topics, but I never repeated the same article on my podcast.
Yes. Tell us about the podcast. I forgot you have a podcast.
How did you forget? You've been on a guest on my show.
I know. Senior moment.
Well,
tell them about the podcast and when and where they can find it.
It's a monthly podcast that is it's on pretty much every single major podcast platform. I give you a hint. It's in total, including the website, it can be found in 36 podcast directories, and it's been up and running for 2 years. It's a health and wellness podcast that is geared towards people on and off the autism spectrum to help motivate them to live a healthier lifestyle.
Awesome. Jimmy, let me see here. Excuse me. Last question. We're going to have to leave a couple minutes early because I have an interview. I'm being interviewed at 9. So we're going to cut out just a couple minutes early today. I hope you don't mind. Jimmy, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where would you like to be?
I see myself speaking on stages around the world in 5 years and getting paid to speak and making a full-time job out of that.
All right. There it is. The autism awareness, is that May? What month is it? You better know this.
I believe I think it's one's in October, and
Jay, you better hope JR doesn't hear this. They're gonna be on you, Jimmy. It's gonna be a bunch of your autistic friends outside. Can you come outside? We need to talk to you. How did you not? I'm just kidding. Do you have any autistic friends?
Yes, I do.
What's it like when you guys are all together? Do you guys talk about us? Neurotypicals, like, get a load of these guys.
No. Actually, I hang out with both people on and off the autism spectrum. I have a really good friend, not many good friends who are not autistic as well, and I've been friends with 2 people who I've been friends since like 3rd grade.
Oh wow!
And I'm still friends with them.
That's awesome.
And every time I see them, it's like we've been friends for 1 too many years.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh.
Keep those people close. Listen, Jimmy, it's a pleasure. It always is. Man, you're getting better. I'll give you that. You're getting better. You're getting better.
By the way, you said you and me are gonna have to talk today too.
What?
You and me have to talk today too.
We do?
Yeah.
When?
You told me you wanted to speak to me this morning.
Oh, wonder what that's about. I'm kidding. We will. We will. Listen, and we will talk again tomorrow, I hope. I'll be out front right at 8 a.m. Central on the front porch waiting for you to get here so we can fulfill again that great promise that I love so much, the one that guarantees us all that when we come together, two or more, and we have that same heart set, mindset, that soul set of being of service to each other, wonderful things will happen. Jimmy, thanks to you, it happened today. I want to thank you, and I want to encourage all of you. Jimmy's Twitter is scrolling along the bottom. Also, you remember there's a website. We're going to drop all of those links inside the comment section for your ease of operation as soon as we get out of here. Have a wonderful day. Get out there today and be the blessing you'd like to see in the world. Jimmy, thank you. You're a true blessing, and I'm very grateful for you. Thanks for being such a good friend. We'll see
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Show me your soul.